Hello?
I can't
Welcome.
believe you said that.
What?
I'm not gonna repeat it, I'll be live. But holy shit.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I was just talking about how much I hate Finland. Alright, let's hello everyone. I'm still gotta get my my camera set up. It's very cursed today. I apologize. The what?
Is that better? Hold on. Oh,
I
that's
can.
worse.
Yeah, I also can edit it. I can like crop it down or crop it different ways. You're good. I got it. Yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome. We're live. We have Tart is on his phone today. And then yeah, let me get TSM centered. There we go. Okay. Yeah. We are here though. And yeah. There we go.
Oh, what an energetic intro, thank you. We are here, yeah.
Yep. So where did we leave off last time? I normally
Encumbered in a set of large armor, and then this dude called for backup because we missed them.
Yep.
Actually,
So
TSM did too.
yeah.
We missed him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed them. You missed your shot.
No, you guys. If I remember correctly, I think you both hit your shots. Just says that you didn't kill them all.
I didn't kill.
Yeah,
And I rolled like one less initiative to attack again before the third guy could react.
Yeah. So, so let me turn the music down a little bit. Actually, if I want to mute that music, because we're probably about to be getting into combat in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, so TSM. One thing I do that is you probably realized by now is that in a lot of D&D groups, the DM will do the recap.
Yeah.
I generally like to have the players do it, and then I'll maybe fill in some stuff here and there. But the reason I do that is because I don't want to necessarily impart my own bias about what happened.
Well, I think Tart could recap up into Rhuk entering the city, and I could take it the rest of the way. If that'd be
Yeah.
okay.
So Tart, what happened last time with Rhuk before?
From last time, all my past friends, we went to a village in a mountain pass to sleep at night, and we got attacked by these red-eyed creatures that could resist being stabbed through the chest.
You slept in the hotel from Transylvania, right?
Yeah, Transylvania, sure. That's where we were. And then my party got scattered, and was it Adric that was it Adric or Landor that tried to stay behind and fight?
Adric stayed behind and fought.
Adric? Okay, so the rest of us scattered, and the condition of Adric is unknown. He could have died, or he could have obviously succeeded in that fight. And then Rhuk ran, and then he made it to a town. Did the town have a name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pune.
What was the town's name?
Yeah, it's Pune.
Oh, right. Yes. Pune, yes. And he spent a few weeks in the town just getting his senses about him, and was staying in this hotel when a merchant stopped in, and somebody came and diffused the situation.
Yeah, that's where I came in.
Yep.
The feud situation was like, hey, I've been like meaning to talk to you. I know you've been dicking around on the other side of the mountains, and you sound like a cool guy to hang out with. So I told him that we had I'd seen another orc prisoner in the prison camp that I'd come from the south, and I was like, hey, you want to go down there? And Rhuk was like, yeah, I want to free other orcs. I'm like, okay, cool. Unfortunately, we're just like two dudes, so we could use some like more bodies and experience and equipment. So I got reports of a heist of some war artifacts and armor and stuff like that. And we were going on that heist, which was going more or less successfully, aside from Rhook's constant terrible stealth rolls. Which is fine. Can't expect him to be good at stealth. That's okay. So we cleared out the hallway, we found the treasure room, fought like a weird bear golem, looted the room. We're on our way escaping in the outer courtyard of the manor when we spotted a group of 3 guards. I killed one, Rhuk missed his jab. Well, he hit, but he didn't kill. And the third one was blowing his horn to call reinforcements. And that was the end of last session.
Yep.
It's chillin' in Pune.
Yeah, and yeah, you had, like you said, had a bunch of you have a bunch of shit now at the very least, so you got that going for you.
I'm over encumbered.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that you're over encumbered. You're just like in armor you don't know how to wear properly. And yeah, let's see what.
I have like the helmet on my foot or something, and then one of the gloves is on the other foot.
But yeah, so you guys, yeah. So to recap, so you killed 2 of the enemies with you each killed 1, but then we roll initiative to see like are they gonna have a chance to call for help, and one of them rolled higher than either of you guys. So we're gonna actually just go ahead and get right into combat here. I'm gonna use the same map as last time, but just move stuff around, and it'll be different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of time to get stuff ready.
What does this do for me as well, the armor? It just pretty much gives me disadvantage for everything.
Yeah, we'll look at that again in a second, yeah.
You do still get the AC from it, though.
You do get the benefit of the high AC. You have an armor class of 18, yeah. However, could you do me a favor and click on your like rage feature and put that in chat? Okay.
Oh no!
Look at the third sentence.
I already see it.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I think there's something else about this, if I remember correctly. So that means that you can rage, but you get no benefit of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you don't get the resistance or the bonus damage. Or, oh jeez. So you're basically a barbarian without rage.
And it takes 10 minutes to take that shit back off.
Does it? I thought it's 10 minutes to put it on. It might be 10 minutes to take it off too, though. Maybe so. I was thinking it doesn't specify. Actually, we can look though.
But even then, he would be unarmored.
Yeah.
I'm usually unarmored anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Heavy armor is 5 minutes to take off. 10 minutes to put on. So.
Alright, TSM, I'm gonna take this off during the battle, and you got this, okay?
That's what, 60 rounds of combat?
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay, I don't want this. Why did it? Oh, goddamn. Whatever. Okay, this is gonna have to do for now. Oh god damn it! Yeah, I know you guys can see it. Yeah, hold on. I'm just trying to fix it so it's not as jank. God damn it! No, I searched it in the wrong tab. Okay, hold on. We're getting there.
Well, I only use one monitor for D&D. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so let's get you guys on this battle map and get you into combat here, because we're gonna use those initiative rolls, and you guys are gonna be right in combat. Oh, do you have a token now, right?
I uploaded a picture to my bio. I don't know how to make a token out of that.
Yeah, for now it's fine. Eventually I can make it look a little neater, kind of like not Crate Rocks, no, like Tartrus's. For now, it'll just be we'll just use the square token you have.
Ah, cool.
Oh shit.
That's you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And okay, that looks good. I need to make it so that the stream can see it though, and that Tart can see it. So
I can see it.
you can't see his HP though, right? Can you?
Oh, no, I can't see his HP.
No, you can see it.
Oh, I can, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see his.
I thought we weren't supposed to see each other's HP.
No, I generally let you guys see each other's, so there you go.
Right.
Oh, okay. Holy shit! What the hell? You are hurt.
Well, yeah. So, again, you're kind of like in the backyard of this dude's manor house. The manor house is this big block down in the bottom left.
Yeah.
You're making it your way to the doorway, which you would notice that the door is, as far as you can tell, unguarded. The guard who let you guys in is not there. Maybe he ran when he heard trouble or whatever, right? But and these guards, if I could find the token for them. Yeah, there you go. These guards are over here. They are there is actually 2 of them dead already that you guys already killed. And the other 2 are like looking around like, what the fuck? And that is where we'll pick up with initiative here. So
Do I have
if
to
you
roll again?
I want you to roll, and then we'll just edit it to be what you rolled already. But yeah, so click on your token and then roll so that we can. And then actually, you should be able to edit it. I think. I don't think I need to even, but
Last time.
Okay, and then. Here we are. Okay, hold on. And then I'm gonna roll for them and then edit it. Okay, so yeah. So Rhuk got a 17, Talvo got a 20, and these guys got a 22 and a 10. So yeah, you guys are here. Hold on, let me look over the last thing. Alright, so, to remind you, Tart, yeah, so your penalty for... Okay, so, if you wear armor that you lack proficiency with, so first off, you don't get any of the benefits of your rage. You also have disadvantage on any ability check, saving throw, or attack roll. Basically anything. That involves strength or dexterity. So, it wouldn't affect your ability to, like, do a performance check or persuasion, right? But for any strength or dex-based check or throw or whatever. And you also can't cast spells, not that that matters to you anyways. Luckily, enemies don't have... It's not like they have advantage on you, though. So you do still have, like, the full benefit of the armor defensively.
Okay.
But yeah. So getting started here, this guy will get to go first. And he's quick to react. He's like, what the fuck? Looks around at his dead companions, and he's just gonna start shouting. He just goes, hey, we got company over here! And at this point, he is going to... I'm gonna actually have him make a perception check to see if he can figure out where you guys are. Okay, yeah, he does. He does. He's actually gonna see Rhuk, because Rhuk is...
Loud.
You know, yeah, going clunking around. And Talvo's a little bit more stealthy to begin with, right? So he'll quickly, he has like his bow like over his shoulder, right? He quickly just goes, gets one arrow off at Rhuk. And Rhuk with his 18 AC gets hit barely. Oh, Jesus! And that full damage goes through. Jesus. That's pretty brutal. Yeah. Here's what I'll say. You know what I just realized? You guys have your dude with you. What's his name? Hold on.
Oh,
Sula.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Sula with you. Here, I'll give you. Let me give you a. Here, I'll give you guys a dude to control. How about that?
Thank you.
So
I was gonna bring him up, but I wasn't sure how hard it would be coming up with stat block for him.
No, it's good. It's good. I got it. If I could find a good one real quick. There you go. I think that's like an elf, but he's not an elf. But
we never said he wasn't an elf.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess he could be. But either way, he will also be. I'll roll him into initiative. He's going to use the same stat block as the enemies, which is actually a decent one. If it'll let me. Okay. Shoot. I actually realized that their HP is wrong. I accidentally nerfed my enemies. They need to be stronger.
Owned.
Okay. Hold on. Oh god, it's not going to cooperate. Alright. Yeah. Here you go. I'm gonna put this in the sheet, and you should be able to in a moment. You should be able to see. It's a copy of. It has the wrong token, but can you see that in your sheets now? Copy of Scout. It's using the Scout stat block. Yeah, so there you go. So I'll let TSF, since it's kind of your character's buddy, I'll let you roll the initiative for them and everything. So make sure to select.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to open up that sheet, it's laid out a little differently, but the initiative button is near the top.
Where's initiative at?
It's at the top next to their armor class and everything. To the right of armor class.
Oh, nice.
Okay, that works. So yeah, so you do have them with you. Oh, you have it clicked on the token. That's fine. There you go, and then I'll edit it. So yeah, they are. So Sula's with you. They have a bow and like whatever it says on the sheet. I think it's like a short sword or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, this dude does manage to let loose an arrow. Goes thunk right into Rhuk. He's not able to kind of maneuver, so it's a glancing blow like he normally would if he were in full battle mode. But yeah, so that's that. Talvo, it's your turn now.
Okay. Let's consider it a sneak attack if I attack this guy.
If you do you have to do a stealth check with your hide bonus action.
I'm not gonna do that then.
Okay.
But I can attack and then move though, right?
You can't attack and move in any order. You can move, attack, and then finish moving too.
Do I have to move closer? It's got to be in range, or can I hit him from here?
What's your? It should say on the weapon what the range is. Let's see. So it's, yeah. So it would be, so it's 80 range.
Oh, okay. So it'll hit from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you want to just take that roll?
Sure.
Okay. It will be a miss. Now, I'll let you re-roll one because you wouldn't have advantage. Is why it would be a miss. It would be the 11. The left one is what we take. But no, I'll let you re-roll it. I'll let you do just a normal roll. Okay, it was an 11, which is a miss. These guys have some light armor on, so
okay,
it is a miss.
I will move.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can use my bonus action to dash, right?
Yep.
Oh, I'm out of here, dude. Do I need to take an action to open this door?
No, you can push it open. So yeah, you could be on the outside then. Yeah.
I'll wait on the outside of this door.
Okay.
See what's going on.
Okay, in that case, that will bring us to Rhuk.
Do I have a speed penalty?
No, luckily not.
Okay, I'm gonna dash over to where TSM is.
All right. Yeah, so that means you have 60 total then.
Yeah. Hold
So
on.
you-
Oh,
Gonna
you're
take-
out.
There we go.
Okay. Nice.
I'm done.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Sula's in there. What is Sula gonna do, TSM?
We got an idea.
What would Sula's orders be? It depend. You know, what would
I think Sula would see everyone book it and be like, "Oh, okay. I think it's my turn to get out of here." So 30 feet, dashes is 60.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do that cool ruler thing you guys are doing?
It's on the left like options. There's a ruler thing. Yeah. So yeah, you can make it into the doorway.
All right. Well, see you, nerds.
Okay. Mm-hmm. At this point, let's see. They are going to. So this guy here is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's also at this point. His friend was a little quicker to act, but like told him like, "Hey, there's dudes here," and started yelling. He's gonna pull out his bow, take a pot shot at Sula. That hits. Sula's gonna take. Oh my god, they keep rolling so well. Sula takes 10 damage, which puts him at 6 HP. So Sula's now visibly wounded. Like they get a nasty hit on like his upper leg, and he's like ugh, like staggers forward.
Whatever.
Okay. Did you say whatever?
Yeah.
At this point, though, however, you hear some noises outside the wall with you. Which are hold on. Let's see.
Which are reinforcements.
Yeah, they
For
are
us.
reinforcements.
It's the extraction team.
There are reinforcements, but not for you, unfortunately. As coming around this corner is something that you have Rhuk has not really seen before. Talvo would have seen this before, and would not be surprised. The thing is, like a lot of the kind of like rich, like slave owners, like these, like this dude who lives here, they have hired lots of like security and guards, but they don't have any horses or anything for their kind of like elite guys. So instead, they use as mounts giant elk. Not that giant, but
Okay, that's a pretty big out.
yeah, it's actually let's see, would it be, what size are these things?
It's greedy. I know it's elk.
It's not greedy, but it looks like greeny. So this giant elk, Momo is like hyper and wants to play.
Quick, Tartrus, use your helm of speech to tell it that you are a friend of Greenie. Perhaps it's a cousin.
And riding on the back of this elk is a buff dude, another like prize fighter looking dude, like the guy you fought before. And they're gonna roll into initiative. Ugh. Okay,
I
hold
bet
on.
you that giant elk moves pretty
Stud.
fast. Huh?
Yeah.
If I use my Mace of Terror and everybody gets affected by it, can we get away?
Yeah, that
You
would
wouldn't know. You
potentially.
wouldn't know where to rendezvous at. You don't know how to get back to the base.
It
Well,
would-
you would come with me.
yeah, I think you could choose to not affect you.
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah.
literally everybody.
No, just the enemies. Yeah.
I think that, well, you mean that might work. You know, there's only one way to find out.
Well, yeah, but I have to have everybody within, I think, a 40-foot radius.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
a little far away for that right now.
So yeah,
That's okay.
so
These guys have to come through the chokehold. We just run along this wall and they can chase us. Yeah.
30-foot radius.
yeah. So these guys, they come around the corner. Like this dude looks like he was just kind of patrolling, but then he heard like the commotion, came around the corner. Is like you there, stop! All right, that'll bring us to the first one who went. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's gonna go over here. He's gonna take a pot shot at Sula. He misses. Sula's still alive for now. Talvo, it's your turn now.
Okay. How do I do this? Do I have vision from where I'm standing in on these guys? Or no?
No, you probably just step back one, but yeah. Yeah, no, and also...
Billy Goat says bring out the big tit short stack elves.
Also,
the ones with the huge badonka bonkers. The ones
sorry,
with the
no, it would just be a
massive
normal elk,
dispensers.
not a...
The bazooka honkers.
Not a giant elk, because there's technically a bigger distinction there. So,
Well,
it's a
I don't
normal
even-
elk, but of a specific breed that are basically trained for riding and war.
I want to shoot at the guy though. I don't want to hurt the poor elk. That's animal abuse. It didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, yeah.
Alright.
Like, you know, it's like, imagine the elk from Princess Mononoke, right? Like that, it's like that. It's like a riding war elk. Yeah, so, you missed. But, yeah. Is that all you do? Are you gonna move at all?
I think I will move. 3, 4, 5. Way back here.
Okay, going that way? Alright, cool.
Ready to kind of leave Rhuk to his fate.
The...
I was very specific. This was like a tryout mission. If he can't do mission 1, then maybe he's not cut out for it.
The elk is not going to move on its own because it's acting as a mount right now. So, Rhuk, your turn.
What's TSM's speed?
Same as yours, but he can also dash as a bonus action, which you could have done there, TS.
I didn't want to be too far away.
Okay.
I should have tried to hide though.
Well, Rook's still thinking that, fuck, what's your name again?
Talvo, right? TS?
Talvo.
Yeah.
Rook's still thinking that Talvo is right beside him. Doesn't see him book it. Goes, Talvo, you take care of the others. I'll distract this one. And he's gonna fucking waddle over, maybe trip a few times, fall down. over the elk.
Oh god, you're running
Do I
at
have to
it.
attack the elk first, or can I attack him directly?
You
or
can
what-
attack
what's
at
going
him,
on?
yeah. He's, you know, he's not mounted high enough off the ground where it would be a problem, so you can hit at him.
If I attack and kill the elk, is there a chance of him falling and getting hurt?
Yeah?
To fall and break a bone. Get pinned on the giant elk.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the elk then.
Okay. You could, so even though you don't get any benefit of rage, you could reckless attack.
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
Okay.
That's like if I'm going to die next turn anyway.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, roll a normal attack roll then.
Oh.
Yeah? 22 hits.
Awesome. I'm gonna turn normal. Okay.
The elk is, it's not armored or anything, right? Some war elks are... Talvo has seen war elks around more. He would know that they can be armored. People do make armor for war elks, but this one is not armored.
The 1 psychic damage. Okay.
Yeah. Mama.
Yeah, it's a war elk. It's a military exercise elk.
Yeah. Actually, let me check the... Yeah, okay, the elk is obviously doesn't have any armor on, but it is nimble, right? So, it kind of like just goes like it actually rears up after the first hit, and it means that it makes it so you can't really hit it.
Okay. Alright, and I'm done.
And the dude is like, coward.
Oh, fuck.
Alright.
You're running up and attacking him? What?
Sula's like, what do I do, Talvo? He'd probably use like a code word. Yeah, he'd use like a code name for you, so that not to give your identity away. But...
Oh, definitely.
Mama.
But yeah, like definitely he's gonna get out of range. Like these guys have to spend a lot of action to come in here to catch up. So yeah, he's just gonna duck around the corner, realize that there's a melee going on out here, and be like, that's where we need to be paying attention right now.
Okay. So we'll shoot, take a shot. Feel free to take a shot. Is he gonna shoot at the elk or the dude?
The elk.
Okay.
After seeing the elk rear back, I figured just like an easier shot.
Yeah, that's fair. That is a hit. So if you want to roll, oh yeah, there you go. Yep. So it's the same way there. Good. And the elk is actually visibly wounded after that. So the elk is like again, it's not too crazy tanky. Right. Still took those two hits would have killed a normal person. Obviously.
It also. Oh wait, can I use multi-attack if I move?
You don't have. Oh, do they have multi-attack?
Yeah.
I think they only have one attack.
No, multi-attack. Go to the bio and info.
Oh,
First action is multi-attack.
Huh, why doesn't the sheet have that? That is weird. Oh, the enemy should have been getting that too. Okay, well, we'll say...
Would you have it? That's fine.
Would you rather have your dude with multi-attack or them with it too?
Right. That's okay.
Okay, we'll keep it fair one way or another. But yeah, you're right. I guess it got deleted from the sheet when I was messing with it or something. Yeah. All right. Either way. But yeah,
that's my turn.
The elk is definitely pretty hurt though. Okay, in that case, it's this dude out here. 1, 2, or I guess I would just one because he can move diagonal. So 2, 3. Oh god, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He manages to run all the way out here. The door kind of he slams it open, then it slams shut behind him. So his friend can't even see what's going on still. But he's like, what the hell? And he's gonna drop his bow and pull out his sword, but he can't attack because he dashed. So that's it for him. It's this dude. This dude, seeing that his mount is hurt, actually just jumps off of it. He's gonna leap off of it, slap it on the ass and tell it to run away.
Go on, get.
Powered now.
Yeah, so it'll run unless you want to opportunity attack it. I'm assuming you're gonna not bother.
No, fuck it. I'm gonna opportunity attack it. Fuck that up.
Okay. There might be
get advantage.
Let me check something real quick, because I think dismounting might actually take a. Well, it wouldn't matter on the animal though.
Do we get an attack of opportunity for the dismount?
Let's see. What's the okay. Okay, I'll let you. Here's the thing. I'll let you make an attack against him if you'd like.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no.
Alright, yeah, it makes sense. He kind of is exposing his side to you as he kind of dismounts. That's a hit, yeah. Okay,
Nice.
yeah, a good 15 damage as he is, he just, get a good swing into him. And he grits his teeth and he's like, I'll show you. Just like the other guy, he has a spear and a shield, both out. Most swords and stuff are somewhat common, bronze swords are the most common thing, right? Steel and iron swords are a lot rarer, but a lot of enemies, or a lot of guards like this generally have spears because it's a lot less metal, and metal is fairly expensive here. So, yeah, he's gonna poke at you with his spear. Actually, you know what? No, first he's gonna try to bash you with his shield.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so he's gonna deal 12 damage.
Okay. And then I
And
have to make a strength saving throw, right?
yeah, as he tries to bash you to the ground.
Hold on, disadvantage.
That's true. Oh no. Yeah, so Rhuk is knocked prone. Rhuk is knocked prone as
You
the
need to take a drink next round, buddy.
the yeah, Rhuk is knocked prone, and then the dude just takes a spear and goes.
Bruh.
He'll have advantage because you're prone.
Well, whoops.
Yeah, I almost missed.
Time for some saves.
Not yet. No, you're
Let's
still
go.
up. Okay. Then.
So, okay, well, I'm dead.
So Rhuk goes down. You're not dead. You're just bleeding out.
Yeah, time for saves. Saves. 3 successes in a row, actually.
Although, actually, no. I think this guy's actually going to subdue you. He's not going to. He's going to knock you out. In other words, he's not going to kill you. Because when you attack with a melee weapon, you can choose to like spare someone, and like it makes sense if you think about it because he is, as far as he can tell, you guys are like slaves that are trying to escape, and so he doesn't want to just kill. You know, you like that's valuable property in his mind.
Yeah. Slaves with a psionic greatsword and plate armor.
Yeah, somehow. Either way, so yeah, he's going to knock Rhuk out to subdue, and then that's his turn.
Does that mean I can't make death saves, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I know for the county it's up to you.
So, this dude is actually, you wouldn't be able to know this really, but he's actually running away in there to like go get more help. So, that brings us to Talvo.
Oh. Well, first things first, I gotta get rid of this guard closer to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna swing on him.
Yep. Remember, there's also like we use flanking. So if you move around to flank him, I don't know. Can you make that there?
Well, flanking would put me between him and the. I don't want to be near to that guy if I have to.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
So
in that case, what are you gonna do then? Okay.
gonna
Just
shoot
take
at
a
him.
pot shot.
what are these rolls?
Yeah, that's not good. That's not enough. That's not enough to hit.
Well, I'll use my bonus action to hide.
Okay, yeah. It's like there are trees kind of lining the area here, so
Yeah, it's supposed to be an orchard. Oh my god.
yeah. So you kind of like slip behind a tree, but they are both watching that way now and know you're there.
God damn it.
Yeah. All right. Is that all?
I think that's all I have.
Okay. The elk runs away. It's out of combat now. No need to worry about it. It kind of whimpered as it ran, like it was limping. It was not in a good spot. Rhuk, here's what I'll say. I'll let you make death saving throws, Tart. Specifically, there's no chance of you dying, but if you roll a 20, you'll spring back. Like you'll go, you'll a burst of adrenaline will bring you back awake again.
like a football player.
Yeah. So feel free to roll a death saving throw. Okay. Like I said, it doesn't count. It's good that it doesn't count because for the deaths, because if it did, ones would count as 2 death saving throws or death fails, by the way. But like I said, this is just to see if you. That's the way it works. If a 1 counts as 2 fails, but a 20, you immediately spring back to life with 1 HP. So I gave you the chance to do that. Unfortunately, not this round at least. Sula, what is Sula gonna do?
I think just some short sword attacks.
Okay. That's a hit, yeah.
Oh,
It's a little damage.
cool.
But yeah, they do manage to stab into this guard's side. He is not even visibly wounded, but he is hurt.
I'm gonna also run around him like that.
Okay, yeah. It is their turn. They had already pulled out they had dropped their longbow. They have their short sword out. They're gonna try to skewer Sula. They miss. Look at that. So Sula is nimble, sidesteps that. That does take us to this big boy, though. And he just kind of like menacingly like walks forward, like with his shield out and the spear over it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't actually make it. What does he do then? I think he literally is gonna go, phew, like as he's walking, like putting some momentum in it, try to fling the spear into the back of Sula.
Okay.
Oh god, this guy's ridiculous. Oh wow, Sula's dead. Sula just was flanking this guard to give Talvo a better chance, and just all of a sudden just goes. Oh! Yeah, that's brutal. And this guy calls out to Talvo, and he's like, I don't know what he'd say. He'd say, "What's going on here? Submit or you die." That brings us to that guy who's running away.
I think it might be time to initiate a rescue mission later.
That's possible, yeah. So, Talvo, your turn. Yeah, you can tell that Rhuk is not dead. So, and you know that like you're pretty sure that like these people probably won't just kill him outright. They probably want to make a spectacle of it, you know. There'll probably be time to save him, maybe. You know.
Yep. Gotta look out for number 1, dude. I got people to save. So that's a run,
Okay.
a dash, and then I can use my bonus action to dash again, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you can move 90 feet.
I'm off the
if
map.
You...
I'm off
Yeah.
the map.
Yeah, and at this point, the dude is like shit, and he like calls out to his animal, who's already gone though. Unfortunately, he didn't think that one through. He would have been able to run you down easily, but as it stands, the elk is already running away. So, yeah, so we'll go out of combat here with Rhuk being unconscious. And Tart, roll me a D4 in chat. That'll determine how long you're unconscious for. Okay, 2 hours. Alright, so Talvo quickly slips away into the shadows with some of the loot. I don't remember what you specifically had on you.
I think I had a bunch of magic weapons and valuables from the alchemy table.
Okay, yeah. And then the armor, you had put the other armor suit inside of the bag of holding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Rhuk also has. Okay. Yeah, so okay, let me write this down. So yeah, so weapons and alchemy, various stuff. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. As far as yeah, so Talvo, you slip away the shadows. Is the plan just to go back to home base? Okay.
Rally up some dudes and figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah. So yeah, you go back to base and start being like, shit, we gotta figure out something. And we'll get back to that in a second. Rhuk, you wake up and you are stripped of your armor and your weapons and everything. And you're in a holding cell of some sort. And
If Rhuk's naked, that means he can't understand what anybody has to say, right? Because he doesn't.
That's true. I don't have my helmet anymore.
yeah, that's
I don't
true.
have the helm.
That's true.
Nobody speaks Orcish in this land.
Yeah. So the dude that you'd been fighting on the the elk, you see him like sitting in a chair, picking food out of his teeth with a knife, and he's like, blah 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 blah.
I don't let out a battle cry.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's like,
Just go scream at him through the bars.
he just like goes like, and he shouts out, he's like, oh, blah blah blah. And after a couple minutes, you see a dude come into like the area outside this little holding cell, and it is clearly the dude who owns this place. The dude is actually wearing decorative armor, and I say it's decorative because even Rhuk, who is not even used to wearing armor, can tell. Rhuk has, slashed through enough armor to know that this armor that this dude is wearing is purely decorative. In fact, even with it being decorative, this guy looks like he can't even handle that. This guy's clearly never fought a day in his life, and it's mostly for show. But this dude has a nice kind of like long dagger in his hilt and a belt and again like a fine robe over his armor. And he comes in. He basically starts talking, but since you can't understand anything, we don't need to worry about it. It becomes clear that he's like sternly talking to you, like in a patronizing way. Does Rhuk do anything in this time?
Rhuk is just he sees an insect crawling on the floor, and he's just gonna be kind of focused on that, playing with them while this guy talks to me. I'm not really paying attention because I can't understand anything he says.
Okay. Yeah. And at some point he gets angry because he's like ah! like basically you could tell he's saying like, pay attention to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'll look at him.
And the guy who was guarding you, the owner of this place looks at him, and the guy shrugs. He's like, the guy actually, you can tell even without knowing the languages, you can tell that he actually switches to a couple other languages. So he's one of them you would actually recognize is the language of the giants, because you actually have heard that a bit from Adric and Landor, and you maybe even understand a few words here and there, just kind of basic stuff.
Yeah.
And so he kind of like is switching through a few languages. When he gets to that one, I don't know, would there be any recognition in Rhook's face?
Oh, so I might perk up my ears a bit and say something. You're like, oh, I've heard that before.
Yeah. So, yeah. So he is like, he's like, in giant. He's like, you understand?
I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay, yeah, and then
I'm gonna stare at him because I don't understand.
Exactly, Rhuk doesn't understand enough to actually like speak back. It's so the guy's like, after a bit, he just gives up. And yeah, camera shifts, Star Wars style, slide, wipe across the screen to Talvo in his little lair, and he's already like. Talvo's got lots of strings he can pull, not anything to get Rhuk freed, even especially because like his contact, the dude who let them in, probably not going to be able to talk to him at all. But Talvo's probably already contacted some of his people and be like, hey, do you know anything about like, do we have anything we can use on this, right?
Yeah.
After like probably like a couple hours of trying to figure this out, so it would actually ironically line up when Rhuk is actually waking up at this point. After a couple hours, like what would you, and no real results, what would your plan be? You aren't really able to find any easily visible strings to pull, at least.
Well, in that case, I mean, the first plan of attack is like you want to go back in there and get him out, right? But now you're thinking, like, well, what are they going to do? Like, obviously, they're going to realize, hey, these aren't slaves. So they're going to have, like, better security over the next few days. So I think, if anything, I'd be, like, maybe putting out, like, a hiring bounty on, like, some mercenaries or something. Because everybody I have in my organization is, like, spies and cutthroats. Not really, you know...
Yeah.
Brawler, bruiser types.
Yeah, it's ironic, because as you, do this... you basically tell people, like, hey, you guys get out on the streets, like, you know, start hitting up taverns where you would find mercenaries. As you do this, literally, ironic...
Maybe instead of gold, I'm actually offering some of those magic weapons we got from the heist.
Yeah, those are valuable. Yeah. Yeah, it's ironic, because as you do this, you, literally, as you're kind of sending out messengers, the first one you send out, before the last one is even gone... comes like running back in. They're like, hey boss, you know those Boarmen, right?
Yeah.
They're here and they want to talk to you.
Bring them in.
Okay, yeah, so it's the same Boarmen that Rhuk had like tried to talk to originally. And they hadn't really been interested in like what you're offering at the time. They hadn't followed you back to the place here. But they now are like, they like come walking in, looking around again. Like the Boarmen, they have like these big, they're very boar-like. They just walk upright. Although lots of times they will like run on all fours to get a charge with their tusks. They have these tusks that can gore creatures. And they're you know, very fearsome foes to fight, and they come in with their armor and weapons at like the ready. Not to fight, but it looks like they are ready for a fight. And they come in, and one of them, speaking in like the local language, which you know, is like you're Talvo, right?
Yeah. Who would you be, sir?
Oh god, I don't have names for them. Shit. My name's not important. No. They would have names. They would give you their names. I just don't have them made. Here,
Boarman 1 and Boarman 2.
Yeah, one of them is gonna be hold on, I actually do have some Boarman names. I just gotta go find them. One of them is Folt, and the other one is Morg.
I want Morg to be the one talking to me.
Okay, Morg. Yeah.
He sounds like the leader.
Okay, yeah, that's a good leader name, Morg. So Morg is like he's like, I'm Morg, and I wasn't really interested in what you were whatever you were talking about earlier today when we met. But things have changed.
How so?
Your friend brings a lot of attention with him, you know that?
I kind of noticed, yeah.
Was that you that hit up that manor outside of town?
That's exactly but what I've been trying to find muscle for.
Yeah. Well, if you want muscle, muscle's looking for you.
Okay.
And he's like, I don't think there's room in here. Can I show you outside? I promise you'll be fine.
Alright, I follow him out. More intrigued than anything else.
Yeah, it takes a 5 minutes of winding through the little passageways. You come out on the street on like one of the exits, the one that he came in, presumably.
Yeah.
You see standing before you about 100 Boarmen standing in military formation.
My God.
And one of them is oh god, I need another name now. One of them, which you can imagine almost is like, there's one of them that is clearly a leader. Morg is just, again, this random mercenary with his buddy, Folt. This is like, this dude looks like a fucking, like, legionnaire.
Oh no. Are we taking the Caesar Legion path in New Vegas?
Jebediah. Yeah, sure. His name is no, it's Jedediah. Jed, for short. I like it. So this guy, this dude, this dude in like armor. Like it's not literal legionnaire armor, but it like is that style, right? Like it's kind of like, you know, a few plates of it, but still mobile enough that he can like be mobile in combat. And there is again, there's like literally maybe not 100, maybe like 60 Boarmen. That is still like a fuck ton of Boarmen. Right, that like 60 Boarmen could take on a group of like 300 human soldiers of average skill, and they are they're all like pretty orderly. A few of them are kind of like screwing around and like just talking, but they're sitting here in the middle of a city street too, and all the people in the town, there's literally crowds kind of around just watching. Like they didn't see where you came out of, but they're like watching and like what the fuck is going on, but no one's messing with them. And this leader, he walks up and he holds out a hooved hand or arm. Actually, I don't know if how their hooved hands work, but yeah.
No, they should have like normal hands, right? They should have like hooved feet.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I guess
how they hold weapons and stuff.
You know, they find a way. That's true. Yeah, I never thought about how do the Boarmen hold weapons.
Well, anyway, I will take his hand and shake it. Like, hello, I'm Talvo. This is quite the force you have here.
He's like, the name's Jed.
Yeah, thank you, Jed. What has caused you guys to want to help us all of a sudden? I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I can't help but feel you're expecting some sort of reward for this.
You are friends with the man, Rhuk, who has fought the giants and won.
Oh.
Is this correct?
That's going to save. He did not make it out of the heist, and he needs our help. And I'm not really a big old upright pow sort of guy, so I need some guys like you to help me out.
We come on behalf, direct orders of the Crown Prince of the Boarmen, Mulu. Mulu has sent us to come and retrieve Rhuk.
Retrieve him. Like, if he wants to go, right?
To retrieve him.
All right, let's go retrieve Rhuk, guys. This sounds great. Yeah.
Do you... This, I've been told he lies at a manor house.
Yes.
Is there anything that should be spared?
The slaves. If you could free them and let them know who freed them, that would be super helpful for me.
Lead us there.
All right, and I would do so.
Okay.
Nervously smiling, like, what did I just get myself into?
Yeah, and your men are like a few that are like, what the fuck? Like, do we come too?
Well, I mean, at some point it's also like, yeah, let's get Rhuk up, and mostly I want my lieutenant back. But if Rhuk is the route to make that happen, by all means.
This is the opposite of how Talvo fights.
Yeah, so the Boarmen are like, lead us there, and you start just like walking through the town. You see some guards that you even recognize, actually, guards who have tried to chase you and catch you before. They see you walking at the head of this like cohort of massive like warrior Boarmen. And these guards are like, I never saw him. Like, they're,
Yeah. Not worth the paperwork.
There's definitely quite a few guards who are like here just watching to make sure nothing happens, but they don't mess with the Boarmen. And 15 minutes later, you find yourself walking down the road leading out of the city. Again, this manor's kind of outside the city, but near it. And you see the banner up ahead. And the Boarmen at this point, as they're walking, they all have, some of them have spears, some of them have swords, some of them have axes. Whatever they have, they start going like, "Urgh, urgh,
Oh my
urgh," as they're getting closer. And and Jed asks you, and he's like, should I send them?
Well, here's the thing, Jed, buddy. I feel you guys might get a little messy in there. I think maybe we just kind of show up and say, give us our guys back. Maybe they'll just do that, and we don't have to fight anybody.
This would be preferable. Yes. I like
Yeah,
you.
let's try
What's your
that.
name then? Talvo, you said?
Talvo, yeah.
Yes, well, I appreciate that, Alright, men, calm down! And yeah, Talvo, there actually is, not only just boar men, but boar women, too. Because, both boar men and boar women are generally included in raids and fighting. Yeah, the Boarmen, they calm down a bit. At this point, you're walking up. You're like 100 feet out from the kind of like gate of the compound, the front gate, which it's not even like the wall is small enough. It's not even like you could really stand on the wall or anything. But there is like a watchtower next to it that stands over the the wall. I see the message. So there's a couple guards in this watchtower. They have one of them as a torch, the other one's holding a bow, already drawn back, and they call out and they're like, what's the meaning of this?
Bring me the lord of this estate before I burn it down.
What the? And they call back, and yeah, the lord of the estate comes out. Actually, Rhuk, at this point, you're in your cell. This is when the dude was like still trying to talk to you. All of a sudden, a couple of people come running in. They're like, and Rhuk is probably like, what the? But Rhuk actually could hear, and Talvo hears that even though the Boarmen have calmed down, they start going boom, boom, and stomping with one foot in place. And Rhuk hears this. He can actually feel the ground vibrate. Not a ton. It's not like it's an earthquake, but it's still audible. And yeah, quickly the merchant dude, the nobleman, whatever he is, he scurries out, and he climbs up into the tower a few seconds later.
What's his reaction to seeing this?
Just utter shock. He's like, what is the meaning of this?
I left something here last night, and I'd like you to return it.
This is the same night, by the way. It's just like, this is like 4 hours later.
Yeah,
so.
I left something here earlier. I'd like you to return it.
Yeah, like I think we had said that you basically did your heist like pretty soon after sundown, so it's like midnight now, right? And he is he's like, you left something. You're one of the scoundrels that tried to rob me.
Yeah, it was me. You caught me. Are you gonna give it back, or are these Boarmen gonna knock on your front door?
I'm not giving anything back. You could talk to the king,
right,
and then
Boarmen, forward.
you just say forward. Yeah, no, it literally.
Them in.
It literally is one of those things that they before you even finish saying that, Jed is like, roar, and like basically roars out in something in Boarman language, which you don't know, but you can pretty much tell it just means charge. And he's like, roar, and the Boarmen just go like, they all let out this roar. And then you see that the front row of like 6 or 7 of them, they just put their heads down and start running on all fours. Like they strap their like weapons to their back and they run straight at the gate. And the gate is like solid wood, like barred or whatever. The first row of Boarman just slams into it. You're pretty sure you hear a skull crack of one of them, but you hear snapping of wood as the door just goes whoosh, flies open. And there are actually like 5 or 6 guards in there, like and the next row of Boarmen is already in there, you know, gored. They're all gored, and just one of the Boarmen takes an axe, hacks off the head of another one before they can even really react.
Alright, new deal. You give me everything here, or I kill all of you slave-mongering fucks.
And the dude is up in the tower, so he's safe for now. But before you even like finish saying this, the Boarmen are like, a couple of them have already just started to go bam, and like banging their heads against the supports of it. And the dude's like, what is the meaning? What are you doing?
Winning, fuckface.
He doesn't see. It seems like he's like his pride is getting the better of him. He actually pulls out his dagger and he's like holding it completely wrong. He's holding it like a pencil. He's like this or something. But yeah, it doesn't seem like he's willing to compromise.
All right.
So you just watch. Yeah. The Boarmen at this point are just like running in every direction, filling the compound. And you hear screams as like there's just carnage everywhere.
Yeah, I really didn't expect to be able to stop the Boarmen, honestly. I
Yeah,
just wanted
yeah.
the legal right to everything here, but
There's like one of the guards. Actually, it's the Rhuk. You see like the guard in your room, the big buff dude. He's like, and he runs out of the room. And like, and you hear this too, Rhuk. You hear just the sounds of absolute carnage in the background. Less than 30 seconds later, the dude's body just flies into the room, lifeless, and a like full strength raging Boarman like charges into the room. He had just gored him, like, and basically just flung him off. And he charges in, looks up, he's like, Rhuk.
He knows my name.
Rhuk?
Yeah. I'm gonna be, I got thrown a pork chop bone by the guard to gnaw on. I'm gonna be gnawing on it. I'm quickly gonna throw it into the corner.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, yes, it's me.
Yeah, and so the Boarman is like, quickly like looks around and like runs over to the dude's body, grabs up a key, and he'll let you out. And at this point, Rhuk and
is my stuff near? Like, is my helm there that I could just put on?
you don't see anything near, but you do see the guard had weapons that you could take in the meanwhile.
was
Okay,
Sula
yeah, I'll
near?
grab some weapons.
Was Sula near?
Sula's dead. He got impaled with a spear.
Oh, I thought he was also
Yeah.
a dude. That's why I ran. Oh, fuck.
No, he's fucked up.
Oh, and it came back for just Rhuk.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So,
Whatever.
yeah, no, yeah, Sula was he was dead on like impact of the spear, and you know.
Oh, God.
But yeah, no. So but yeah. So Rhuk, do you just join in the chaos immediately?
Yeah.
Okay,
Do I have any clothes on, or am I just completely naked?
like you have like your like trousers on or whatever.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
to think
let's
that. Yeah, and like Talvo is like you're probably out in the yard like directing like I don't know. It really seems like the Boarmen are going to tear this whole place down.
Yeah.
Are you just gonna let him?
I'm just gonna get Rhuk and that bag of holding for all the goodies.
Okay.
That's all I
Yeah.
care about.
It's actually pretty easy because the Boarmen, as they start, you hear screams from inside the place as everyone in there is murdered, you presume. There is like again like a whole like section of this compound for like slaves, and they are being left alone because you told them to be left alone. But in the manor, the Boarmen are now breaking out every window, and they are tossing out anything of value onto a big pile in the front lawn. And so it becomes pretty easy because you see Rhuk at some point running out, probably like holding some stuff that he just grabbed. Yeah, what is your reaction, either of you, to seeing the other?
Hey, Rhuk, I'm back.
I'm just gonna grunt at him and then try to recover all of my stuff in the pile.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is like you quickly see the stuff you'd actually come for originally, and you just start grabbing it up, and that's no problem.
Then I'm gonna put on my helm.
Yeah.
And I can look at Talvo. I'm gonna run up to him and say, "Let's go."
No, Rhuk. We're fine. These Boarmen are gonna tear this place apart. However, I'm seeing. You know the two things I told you we came here for? Artifacts and what else?
I don't know. You just said money. And that's all I
Manpower.
heard.
That's right. So we're gonna take some of these slaves with us first.
Okay.
Well, what about the Boarmen?
The Boarmen aren't gonna touch the slaves. They're just gonna fuck up that house.
Are they part of the manpower?
They're our guys. Boarmen are our guys.
Great.
At this point, the Boarmen are like a lot of they found the wine cellar, and you see one of them went up to the second floor with a barrel of wine and is like pouring it out the window, and all the Boarmen are like, "Oh!" down below, like 4 of them.
Oh no.
And yeah, so yeah, Rhuk would see Jed, this armored, clearly leader Boarman. He stands about like 8 feet tall. He's fucking massive. Walks over to Rhuk and reaches out a hand. I'm thinking about their hands. I think they have like claw hands on their.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, on their, and then hooves on the bottom. He's like, he actually speaks. Ooh. Oh, okay. You see him. Here's what you see. He pulls out a gemstone and literally crushes it, like, and then you hear perfect Orcish come out of his mouth. He says, Rhuk.
Okay, I'm gonna jump back, surprised, and say, how do you know the language of my people?
You are. We have heard much about you and your companions, although it sounds like they may not be in as good of a situation as you.
What do you know about them?
We know that you fought the giants.
Mm-hmm.
You fought Hilda the Volge and won. Sten the Brute, and you killed him.
This is true. We were separated when we were attacked in a mountain village by these red-eyed creatures, and I'm trying to get back to them.
They are dead.
Okay.
Or they might as well be in these lands without a guide. You would have probably been dead in a couple days if we hadn't found you here.
Well, hopefully they died a warrior's death, but thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, it's very clear he doesn't actually know. He's just saying that, like...
No.
Like, basically, he's saying that he assumes they're dead, and you should too, is what he's saying.
Alright, they're dead to me now. What do you want?
Hilda the Volge. She killed the brother of the prince who I serve.
Mm-hmm.
And
What does it have to do with me?
the great god of the Boarmen, Kurbak. He wishes to find the giants and exterminate them.
Mm-hmm.
To this end, we request that you come to the great city of the Boarmen as the honored guest of Mulu, the crown prince.
Oh yeah.
Well, what do you say,
that's right,
Talvo?
These guys were looking for you. Yeah. No. I think our interests could align in the future. I think we could go hang out with the Boarman. That's cool.
We could find the manpower that you require, and it's in the same direction as where you want to go, right?
Assuming it's epically sourced manpower.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. And at this point, so then Talvo would have had probably a couple of his dudes going to like get the like slaves, right, and free them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so at this point, you have you would see that they are a lot of the slaves, as soon as they're told that they're like free, are just going to run, like just run away. It seems like some of them are like who are you, and like you could explain to them. What would your pitch be?
Well, I feel like to an extent this would be my first slave break, so there might have been be a amount of like notoriety around me, where I could just kind of like say like we're like the underground or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, sick, I'll hang out with you guys, or whatever.
Yeah. It seems like probably a dozen or so are willing to join you guys. In fact, like here's the thing, right? A lot of the slaves around here are from our prisoners of war, right?
Yeah, so they might not even understand me.
Yeah, so a lot of them are like mercenaries and warriors anyways. So a lot of them are like, they start grabbing up weapons and stuff from the pile of goods, and they'll go with you. And yeah, here's the thing. At this point, one of your dudes from your group, Talvo, one of the ones who actually was who stayed back at the base, right?
Yeah.
He comes running up to you here. He's made his way here, and he's like, "Yo, boss, there's some bad shit going on in the city. I think, yeah, they saw the Boarmen charged in on the entrance there and just are, you know, they're scouring through the sewers, and I think they're sending. I think the king is sending a force this way. I think we got to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna move with these Boarmen, but you know, we have protocols for this. You know what to do.
Yeah. I know a couple of our guys were out of town doing some of the, you know, some jobs. We'll make sure they get the memo.
Yeah. Just burn notice the current HQ. We'll get a new one eventually.
No. He nods and he'll just scurry off. And he's like, I'm sticking around here, boss. I'll make sure all that's done. But if I don't see you again, you know, it's been nice.
I know you'll take care of stuff while I'm gone.
Oh yeah, and he runs off. At this point,
Jed, Lieutenant number 2.
Yeah, Jed is kind of like looking at your little group that you've assembled here, and he's like, "You have your own men."
I do. I have my own kingdom here, in a way.
Your slaves?
Some of us. Most of us have escaped slavery, and we fight to continue to eliminate it.
Oh, no, I meant, are they your slaves now?
Oh, no. the ones that want to join me can. The rest are free to try to get back home if they want, or whatever.
Okay. Well, then, He seems like there's something.
Okay?
There's something that he's not saying, but unless you press.
I'm gonna press.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check. Yeah, we can go back to the map, by the way. Yeah, you're like, hey, what's up? You can tell me, bud. You know, you butter him up a bit. And he's like, oh, it's just that we were sent with slaves to gift you as a gift for coming with us.
Oh.
Some of them were set aside for ritual sacrifice to show our appreciation too.
Oh.
Should we call that off?
Have to? Yeah. I don't need to do that.
Okay.
I think it's all right.
He's like, well, the bloodlust of the warriors will be satisfied by this night, so they should be fine without it.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And
Talvo's rapidly realizing he may have aligned himself with the wrong faction.
And at this point, the Boarmen had like shredded this whole place apart, and they start like just packing up the stuff because it becomes clear townsfolk have literally started coming out of the city just to like look at what the fuck is going on. And there's a crowd like a few hundred feet away. They're safely back. At this point, though, you kind of all like see in the distance like torches getting assembled of probably some sort of like group of army or guards to come figure out what the fuck's going on. Yeah, the noble. What would you have done with him, by the way?
Oh, that guy was fucking dead.
Okay, yeah, they just shredded him to bits. Yeah,
he was given his chance.
Mm-hmm.
What about his decorative armor though? That didn't help him.
Yeah, it didn't. No. But yeah, so so yeah, you'd be able to see the when it becomes clear that like the city is building up a force to send here, the Boarmen start just like packing up all the shit, this loot into like sacks over their shoulders. And they are just going to, Jed will just be like, follow us.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, and you just start heading out down the road, one of the main roads that leads outside of the city towards the southwest. And as you like start going with your little band of like, you know, released slaves who are like they are, a lot of them are just like what are we even doing? You like look back over your shoulder and you see that a few of the Boarmen took torches and just torched the joint when you guys left. So, yeah. They, You would also have a few elks of the riding elks that are being brought with you, so those are valuable.
Oh, wait. Before I leave, before they torch it, can I like take a torch and burn a big ass symbol in the front lawn?
Yeah, sure.
And
Yep.
thieves can't say who did this.
Okay. Yeah, like saying directly Talvo did this, but it would be only for other thieves and stuff who know that, right?
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's not necessarily where it ends, you know.
Yeah.
The low sort are known to drink and gab.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. And, yeah, you guys would, be able to head out, let me get some music playing. Sorry, the music ran out that I was listening to. Okay, yeah. So, at that point, yeah, you guys head out of the city. And,
I want to walk up to Rhuk while we're kind of like marching out of the city. Kind of just like poke him in the shoulder, like, you owe me a pretty reliable lieutenant.
I'll be your lieutenant.
Do you know what the word reliable means, Rhuk?
No, but I can replace someone.
All right.
yeah.
I give Rhuk a little like strip of like cloth bandage to like wrap around his head like a bandana. But this marks you as my lieutenant.
Rhuk is very happy. He feels like he's accomplished something and he has done Talvo a favor.
Yeah.
That was the idea. It's like when you give a kid a gold star for cleaning the like, yeah, good job. Good job.
But yeah, so, yeah. You travel for a couple hours, actually, till you're a good ways outside the city, where you reach a, just kind of off the side of the road in a little clearing, a little meadow. You are at the Boarman camp. They had already made camp here, and then yeah, they
This one?
no, you're
This one?
no. Those are like cities. You're still like here.
Okay.
You only went for like an hour or two. It's the middle of the night now, and I'm assuming your characters would be probably about ready to go to bed, but you do see that, yeah, there's actually like 20 slaves literally just tied to posts. They're all alive except for one, and the one seems like it was gored by a Boarman somewhere along the line.
I'm gonna turn to Talvo and say, these people are even more ruthless than the orcs back home.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. Even we don't own slaves.
Yeah. This slave thing is gonna be kind of an issue for me. But I really wanted what you had in your bag there, so
Maybe we should go through it now and see what's in it.
yeah, I would like to see what all of our loot from the heist will be.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually a good thing to do. Let's take a quick little break. Definitely not because I need to roll that on tables. But no, it'll be fine. We'll roll it together. But I know some of it will be, but there's going to be a couple random things too. Yeah. Let's take a quick little break, actually. And yeah, I'm gonna mute us. So be back in a few minutes. Chat. Hello. Hello, chat. We're back. So, loot. I'm not looting. Do you guys know what that's from? I'm not looting.
That's an LSS meme.
Yeah, but I mean, originally it was an Ultima Online meme that Dan Giesling likes enough that it became an NLSS meme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's from an old it's from a classic like Ultima Online viral video of a raid leader being like 3-1 drop on Stenova, go, and it's I don't know, it's just ridiculous. Edward Hawthorne, there's a bunch of memes from it. Anyways, okay, so
Loot me, father.
where were we? So loot, yeah. Let me get the stream stuff figured out. Yeah.
Bang the map.
Luda. Let me put this in my notes. So, you guys have. So, pretty much you guys are going to have the stuff you actually took in the heist originally. Everything else the Boarman would have kept, right? This is how they make a lot of their living. So, you're going to get. Okay, now I actually got to go open up. So as far as the armor, what? Hold on. So, as far as the armor you got, you have some studded leather armor, +1. So, normal studded leather armor is 12 plus your dex mod, and this will be 13 plus your dex mod. So I think for Talvo that might be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, studded leather armor +1 makes it so that it would be 13 plus your dex mod, which is 4, right?
Where do I change my armor
If you here I can. You should just be able to draw. What you could do actually, TSM. This is actually a good teaching moment.
Okay.
If you at the top right of your screen, where you go to the journal or the chat log, you could go to the compendium, little I. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you search studded leather armor, and you'll see studded leather armor +1, and you can drag that to your inventory. At least you should be able to.
I have it
How
open.
much health should I give myself?
You're about to rest, so you'll be back at full HP.
Okay. Alright.
So you just drag it straight from the compendium, the list, TSM.
Yeah, I had it open in a different window, so it wasn't letting me do it.
I gotcha. Yeah, there you go. Yep. So I see it there, and it automatically changed it. Look at that. So your AC at the top now shows the correct value too.
Okay.
So yeah, your AC is now 17, which is higher than Rhook's, isn't it? So, to be fair, barbarians are not meant to be super hard to hit generally. So that works. So that's that. You also find
A sweet bow.
Maybe we'll get to that. As far as armor, you also found breastplate armor, which is medium armor. So Rhuk could wear it. It's breastplate, which is 14 plus your dex mod, with a max of 2. What is your dex mod, Tart? 1. So that would put you up to 15. Is that what you're at, anyways?
I'm at 14 right now.
Okay. So it would be a step up for you. This breastplate armor.
Let's see.
And it's medium, so it wouldn't hurt your rage.
I'm just seeing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wear it.
Okay. Yeah, and if you just look up like breastplate armor, you can get an idea of what it looks like, right? It is actually kind of fairly similar to what it's similar to what the Boarman is wearing, Jed, like almost the style of like a Roman legionnaire, like where it's like, you know, full plate in the front and then like some shoulder plates and other stuff around it, but it's all fairly flexible still.
What was the modifier to it?
So yeah, well, so you can do the same thing that TSM did. If you just search in the compendium, breastplate armor, I think it's just breastplate. Let's see, breastplate.
Yeah.
And then just drag that. It should automatically apply it.
So did it have a modifier, like a +1, +2?
It'll be whatever your dex mod is. Oh,
Okay, so
but
it's
no, it's not enchanted. That's what I mean. Yeah, no, it's just normal breastplate.
Okay.
Oh,
why did it give me 2?
yeah, it did give you 2. That's weird. You can just delete 1, but yeah. So yeah, your AC goes up by 1. Both you have your AC go up a bit. Then also, you also had two sets of plate armor. I think instead of yeah, it would be plate. It's probably not quite as like elaborate plate armor as a full like knight set would be back where you guys come from. Yeah, but it is still full plate armor, and the plate armor is something that I don't think either of your characters can really effectively use.
No.
So your options are you kind of like keep it in your kind of little band of men that you have now, or if you want, you could just sell it, and we could just say that the Boarmen are willing to buy it off you.
I think our original intention for all that was to just sell it.
Okay, yeah. So the plate armor, is normally about 1,500 gold pieces each, and you have 2 sets. But gold kind of is like twice as valuable basically here in this part of the world. Yeah. So it would be like 750 each, which carries the same amount of value. But yeah, so I would say if you just are going to split the profits equally, you both would get 750 gold pieces.
Okay.
Yep. As you basically just sell it to the Boarmen, just pawn it to them basically. And one of them is like one of the Boarmen who like the Boarmen are probably not even going to wear that. They're just going to take it and adapt it into other sets of armor they have. The one who gets the set that Rhuk had been wearing is like, hey, there's like a arrow hole in that was punctured in this one recently. What the heck?
Final sale. No return.
But yeah, so there's that, and then I say we roll on the loot tables for a couple other items. Hold on, let me grab my book. Oh baby, let's go.
Hope we get Enchanted Mage's
Dungeon
Robe.
Master's Guide, baby. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. So, let's roll. Let's have you guys roll. Because that's fun.
What am I rolling?
Hold on. So there's a few different things we need to roll. Treasure Hoard Challenge. What would the challenge level of this be? This would be 5 to 10. It's split up by tier of play, and you guys are in the 5 to 10 tier of play. And this was a reasonably at-level challenge. So, okay. Let's have you guys roll. So, the most important roll is the first one, which determines all the other rolls and how many of them you get. So, who wants to do the more important one?
Me.
Okay. Roll a D100 then.
Is it slash roll space?
Yep.
Your last name's Yaha?
It's like, I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This actually is pretty good. All right, then Tart. I need you. Hold on. I need you to roll a d6. And while he does that, roll me a. I'll let you re-roll it because you got a 1. You can re-roll it.
No. I live by the dice. I
Okay.
die by the dice.
TSM, I want you to roll me a 3d6. Okay. So you're gonna get. So the 3d6 is for gemstones. You get 5 diamonds worth 100 gold
Holy
pieces.
shit.
Yeah, worth 100 gold pieces each. 5 rubies worth 100 gold pieces each.
Oh yeah, dude.
Your roll, Tart, was how many magic items you get.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Here, I think it's. There would definitely be more than one though. So here, what we'll do instead of having you re-roll it, TSM, you also roll a d6. Then we'll add those together.
Okay.
But they're both gonna come from. Oh yeah, let's see. Okay, so 4. That's pretty reasonable. They're both. The 4D roll was to determine which magic item table it's getting rolled on, and unfortunately, you got the lowest one. So it's from the weakest table. But, well, I think I might have one of them be from the next highest, the next higher one, second lowest. Yeah. Ooh, shit. All right. So that means we have 4, so 2 each. Let's have TSM. You want to do yours first?
Sure.
2 D100s here.
Bruh.
You rolled a 1. Bruh. Okay.
Bad rolls today.
32 is actually both of those are potions of healing, which is fine. So you get 2 potions of healing, and then Tart, I need you to roll me 2 D100s as well.
Bruh.
What the fuck?
3 ones. What?
Okay, I'll be nice. Oh god damn it! Really? Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna take the 66 and I'm gonna put that in the higher table. The 1 is still gonna be the lower table, so you have another potion. You get 3 potions total. Like, those are good,
Okay.
you know. Even if you just sell them, they're worth like 50 gold normally. But yeah, those are good. You do find something else though, Tart. Like, you're kind of like looking through just the random shit that you guys are looking through the random shit that Talvo had just shoved in his sack, right? Like, from the alchemy table. Like, you basically just went like whoosh, like shoved the whole table's contents into the sack and then just ran. Tart, you're looking and you're like, oh shit, this. You're like, you see this nice like pouch, like a bag, right? And Talvo, you're like, oh, this is a nice one. And then like Rhuk is like, wait a minute, this is like, it looks like it's the same material as the bag of holding that I have.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
You actually rolled another bag of holding. So
Let's go.
So you got 3
Put
potions.
the bag of holding in the bag of holding.
Do you want to try?
No.
That is something that Rhuk would do.
I think Talvo would know that you do not do that. So I like to think that Rhuk was like, oh, let's try this, and then Talvo's like, no. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, Talvo, do you want to explain it? Talvo's never seen it before, but he knows probably about as much as you do, TSM.
So if you put a bag of holding into a bag of holding, it explodes, but not like regular explodes, like sends you to another universe explodes.
And we're like, oh, well, thank you for stopping me.
It's very bad.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So,
There's no infinite inventory glitch.
yeah. So, yeah. Anyways,
Just if I can't win this boss battle, I'm not gonna lose it.
yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's, yeah, so it's one of those things where, since both of them are, like, extra dimensional spaces, it creates, like, a dimensional rift, basically, if you do them.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Not a good idea unless you're trying to kamikaze the boss with you. Real quick, I don't want to get too much, but there is a story from Matt Colville, a D&D, like, a dude who makes, like, YouTube videos about D&D, and he, in one of his campaigns, he said that they, next to every, like, they went to, like, a big, like, castle, and at all, like, the critical support parts of it, they created contraptions where if they had said a word, it would have removed something, and one bag would have gone into another. And then they went and, like, held the Duke or whatever hostage and, like, extorted him of his money, or else they were gonna trigger these traps that would collapse the whole castle.
That's so fucked.
Yeah, so, anyways, something like that. But anyway, so... yeah, so you that's about it as far as like the stuff you find. There's probably a lot of various other stuff that's just going to be worth a little bit of money here and there. So I'll say that you also both get like another, we'll say like, excuse me, another 1,000 silver as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Silver still transfers 10 to 1 into gold, by the way. It's just that gold is... it's just that both of them are slightly more valuable here, so... but it doesn't matter. I'll do those conversions in my head and just tell you the price, but yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So, the Boarman, like, they'll let you get your rest. What would you, do you guys say anything about the, like, prisoners that were all, the slaves that were all ready to be sacrificed in your honor? Do you have them released, or?
Yeah, if we could do that, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, if you ask Jed that, he's like, as I said, my men they'll have to live without having their normal ritual they would have it to celebrate.
Let me hit him with persuasion.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think you had plenty of fun at the manor, right? We burned it to the ground.
Yeah. He nods and he's like, he would kind of like half-heartedly be like, well, these are not but warriors who lost against us in wars. They are not deserving of mercy. But he would relent, and you'd be like, yeah, whatever. So,
are they Boarman prisoners, or are they like a mix of races?
they are mostly humans with some dwarves and elves mixed in.
Okay.
So, most of them are like clearly like soldiers, like mercenaries and stuff that were.
Oh, yeah, there's like captured prisoners of war.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Well, I'd give them this like the spiel, tell them what we're about, if they want to hang out or if they just want to go, whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Again, some of them are just gonna leave first chance they get. Some of them might join you.
All right.
At this point, yeah. So this would be, you guys would basically go to bed now. This is already the middle of the night when you arrived at this camp. And should be, you would sleep well through the night. Well, maybe, I don't know how well after all the action that happened, but you'd sleep. Or come morning time, then the Boarmen, you are already packing up camp by the time you guys are waking up. But Jed would motion for you guys once you're awake to come eat breakfast with him.
Okay.
And he's like, so, are you coming with me to the great capital of the city? The great capital city of the Boarman.
Well,
Yes.
I'll be frank with you, Jed. I think I kind of have to. Because I was seen marching with you and all your fuckboys down Main Street, so not necessarily really welcome them around in Pune. So might as well go with you and see if our interests lie in the same direction.
Yeah, he nods. He's like, good. I know that Mulu wanted to meet you as soon as possible.
Oh, cool. He wanted to meet me too, not just Rhuk.
Well, Rhuk and anyone with him, any of his group.
Anyone with him.
We still have scouts going to look for the rest of his original group, but again, who knows where they could be. We're lucky that we found Rhuk here. Apparently he made quite the commotion on his first day in town.
Yeah, anyone with him. Yeah, no, I get it.
Thinking, I went from nobody to lieutenant to now I'm apparently the leader of this group. Things are looking up.
I see Rhuk getting all, like, full of himself, and I look at his lieutenant's banner to try and, like, stabilize the situation.
Yeah, no. And, so Jed is like, he's like, we march. The elk are yours to ride that we took from the compound yesterday.
How many days travel are you expecting?
Well, that's a good question. Let me look at the map. Let's consult the map. To get to Boar territory, 450 miles, traveling about 25 miles a day. So what is that?
Also known as Boratory.
But, yeah, Boratory. So 450 divided by 25, 18 days. 2 weeks of travel.
That's closer to 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. 2.5 weeks.
March.
So yeah, do you So yeah, you would just ask if you're prepared to go.
Yeah, hit me with the fast travel button, buddy.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, let me save my game for the third time, and then we'll go.
But yeah, let's see. Give me 1 second. So yeah, you guys would start heading along towards Boar territory, and again, this whole area here is So this whole area here is like basically filled with a lot of kind of like hills and valleys and forests, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the kind of like rivers flowing through the area make it so that there's a lot of good farming land here. Mostly like small farms kind of like scattered around. Most of them aren't like slave plantations. Like, so there was a few of those in Pune and like the surrounding area, but most of them are just kind of like small farms that are basically just like peasants who working their own land, who pay taxes to the local noble or lord, and that noble answers to a king or duke or whatever. Right. It's a fairly feudal system here. But it is one of those things that there isn't really any dominant kingdom in this area. Pune was the capital of a small kingdom, but then there's kind of a lot of like little city-states or just towns that are loosely associated with others, but yeah.
Okay.
Would you guys just stick with the Boarman group the whole time? I'm not gonna bother like trying to they have specifically been sent to basically escort you back, but if you want to kind of go on your own without them, they aren't going to necessarily stop you.
No, the way things are going right now, I think Talvo would feel most secure surrounded by 60 heavily armed Boarmen.
Okay.
Like, you know, if shit hits the fan, he knows he can get away and go to ground if need be, but, I mean, when you got an army, you got an army, like...
Yeah, okay. And give me a second. Okay. A couple days in, or like a week in, we'll say, a week into this travel, you're heading through a area here that is pretty forested and hilly, and it seems like prime spot for bandits to attack. In fact, you see signs of where bandits have attacked. However, you guys are with a big group of boarmen. You're not going to be attacked. But what does happen is that at some point there's a bit of a commotion from the front boarmen of the group, or just start going "Whoa, whoa," just yelling out stuff, and you guys are probably
Boarmen do.
yeah, you guys are what the hell is going on up there? And not that it's a huge convoy or anything, but you quickly kind of look around and see what's going on. To see that there is another group of boarmen in front of you, only about 5 or 6, just a few. But this group of boarmen is they clearly were lying in ambush to ambush travelers passing by, but they have stepped out onto the road and called out. And Jed goes up and talks to them. They speak in the Boarman tongue, which neither of you understand. Well, except that Tart can use his thingy. So he actually, in some cases, understands more than Talvo. But yeah, so Rhuk can tell. He hears them talking, and it seems like there's a little bit of tension there. Sexual tension. No, there's a little bit of tension between this group of 5 or 6 boarmen who apparently they look like they were probably just bandits or something, raiding. But it becomes clear to you listening that they're actually with a different mercenary group. It's not even clear to you if the group you're with is mercenaries or not. But this group was with a mercenary group. And it actually it becomes clear that you actually hear a name thrown around. Locke. And it's clear that Jed does not really have a great amount of taste for this Locke character. He says he basically would say stuff along the lines of what are you doing here? Doesn't Locke have you raiding in the West? And they would basically be they'd be like, no, she set us off to do whatever we want for a while. And in any case, Jed kind of criticizes them. He's like you guys are just always out for your own good, never for the good of the boarmen.
Rough.
And so they kind of exchange some, argue like this, but it doesn't get any more severe than that. And after all this, then basically at that point, then they just pass and let you guys by. So yeah, it's not a big deal, but they clearly
there's two factions going on.
Yeah, there's and it's clear that there's
a
tension.
lieutenant trying to undermine another one or whatever.
Yeah. Would you guys? I mean, you could always ask Jed what that was about. Would you press it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Who is this Locke?
Yeah. So this would be as you're kind of continuing to march by, and these boarmen the boarmen that were.
I mean,
waiting.
could I roll insight and maybe try to pick up on the local gossip around me?
Yeah. Roll me. Actually, it would be more maybe a history check.
Okay. Well.
No, you don't know who Locke is. Unfortunately, just you don't really know Boarman language or culture that much. So yeah, so Rhuk asks, and the man. So Jed is Locke is she's the other living child of our god and emperor Kurbak.
Oh, okay.
Locke is the sister of the one I serve, Mulu.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Locke many years ago left with many boarmen, and they call themselves the company of the Tusks, They wander, they raze places to the ground, much as our group did to that manor a week back. But they have done that to whole towns with no rhyme or reason. When we do it for the good of the Boarman, the good of our cause. They disgrace us with their chaos.
That sounds like you're not on good terms then. Is there any chance of having conflict with them?
They are still our brethren, and they do not attack our own, so we do not attack them.
Bruh, that's crazy. Really? Wow. Can't believe they did that shit. Oh my god.
There are rumors, though. Apparently, Locke wishes to eventually form a kingdom of her own. But her band is much too weak to do that right now.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, dude. Definitely. Cool.
Is Seth's camera frozen for you?
No, he's just not moving very much.
Oh, it's like all glitchy for me.
Yeah, I mean, it shows it moved for me. But yeah, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Tart, I know you messaged and said you have to check on your food.
No. Soup isn't supervisor.
Bruh. Why'd you spell it like soup then?
What do you mean?
Bruh.
Like the way you read, it's like you gotta work on your soup, like add ingredients to a soup.
I also thought you had to like stir the soup or something.
Okay, yeah. When do you have to go? How much longer do we have?
I said I have to do some work with my soup soon.
Yeah, like with your soup that's on the stove. Okay, well, so you don't spell supervisor with an O.
I know. I always spell soup that way.
Okay, yeah. How long do you have then?
I'm an edgy 16-year-old.
Answer the question.
Huh?
How long
What
do
was
you
the
have?
question? Oh, probably like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Why do you have a painful thing?
we'll go a couple minutes longer then. Yeah. So, yeah. So the Okay. So yeah, did you have any other questions about this, about Locke and Mulu or anything like that?
Set the cliffhanger.
Okay. So at that point, then, the rest of your travels go smoothly to get to the land of the Boarmen. As you kind of get to the edge of the area, it is, you see more and more Boarmen, but even in this even in this city here, here we can actually move Rhuk. He's the icon for the party now. Even in this kind of border city, it becomes pretty clear, whether or not you ask, it's still pretty clear either way, that this city was actually somewhat recently conquered. A couple decades ago, not too recently. But it is not primarily Boarmen living here. It's actually mostly humans, and some elves and halflings too. But it seems like they are... It's one of those things where definitely the Boarmen are the ruling class for sure, right? And yeah, the humans and stuff are... Clearly, they know their place as being kind of the underlings. But they're not... It doesn't seem... It's not like full-on slave caste, right? It seems like the humans and elves and halflings here are pretty much allowed to do their work and stuff, right? They are just pretty poor, and the Boarmen... and it seems like most of the people that aren't Boarmen aren't allowed to or can't afford to carry weapons, for one thing, right? So it's like there's a military caste of the Boarmen, and yeah, there are a few elven and human and even dwarven merchants that you see, and those merchants are clearly hold the same social position as they did in like Pune, right? The merchants are clearly treated with respect even by the Boarmen. But it doesn't seem like those merchants are from here. It seems like they're doing business here, right? And yeah, real quick, would you guys do any like shopping or anything? We can kind of get to the details of that next session, but is there anything you'd be looking for?
I need to refill my arrows, and
Okay.
kind of a cool bow would be nice.
Okay, yeah. Let me write that down in notes. We could get to that next time, but you would be able to find one pretty easily.
Yeah.
So, we could just get to that like between sessions. I could just message you. What are you looking
Yeah,
for?
sounds good.
But I do want to get to the point where you guys would pretty much the Boarman you're with would essentially continue with you to the capital, the Great Boar City capital. And would that be? Well, I mean, yeah, unless you guys try to deviate from that path.
No, I think it sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, straight to the capital. Good.
Yeah, and definitely as you get closer to the capital, you do see that in the area around the capital, that it's actually a fairly fertile valley, and definitely there are some kind of farms that are. Oh god, definitely there are some farms around here that are run with slaves. And again, most of the slaves seem like they're war prisoners, but it generally seems more of the same. Like, it's mostly just peasants who are living under Boarman rule now, and are, they don't seem to be treated terribly, at the very least. When you get to the city, it is a massive city, and the city itself is where you see literally thousands of Boarmen. Boarmen exist all over the world, and but you've never seen Boarmen in these numbers, right? Even the 60 that were with you here was quite a large amount. Generally, Boarmen raid in packs of 20, right? In little clans that are nomadic in general. And here you are entering a city with these massive stone walls, clearly built centuries and centuries ago. In the inside, again, it becomes clear that this was a human or elven city, perhaps. But this city, unlike the other ones you pass through in Boar territory, is clearly has been ruled by the Boars for much longer. Probably about half the population, if not more, is actually Boars here. So that's why it is just a lot of Boars. And here you do see kind of, instead of just the kind of military cast of Boars you saw in the other places, this place has all types of Boars, of all ages and sizes. You see Boars who are clearly merchants, Boars who are clearly artisans, some Boars who are just farmers or laborers, right?
Would you say it's a smorgasbord?
Yeah. Yes. It seems like the most kind of diverse group of Boarmen that you've seen up until in anywhere in the world, as far as you guys are aware, and in much greater numbers than anywhere else in the world. And yeah, definitely it's one of those things just to kind of drive home like what this area is like as well. On the way in here, right, in a lot of the surrounding farmlands, it seems like one of those situations where a lot of the human settlements that existed in the area before have been allowed to exist, but now that a lot of Boarmen have moved in and set up their own farms too. Clearly not all Boarmen just want to raid. There are lots of Boarmen who have, maybe they were even raiders, but they retired and now farm, right? Mm-hmm. And are more peaceful. And there are some settlements that you pass that were like Boarmen farming settlements, newer ones, and then some that are humans, mostly, and then a mix. But anyways, to kind of wrap up and set up for next session, though, as you reach this city, you go through the massive stone walls with these massive gates. The city looks like it could withstand quite a siege if it needed to. And inside, this area again is in a valley with some hills here and there. And on a slight hill in the center of the city is a massive palace complex that has its own kind of stone walls, which are more decorative but still functional. And as you kind of get to the center of the city, people all around, Boarmen and others, are like looking on with awe because they know that the procession you're with is actually one of the more important ones. And you start to walk through the streets of this busy, bustling city till you get to the edge of the palace, and you start walking up flights of steps, right? There's an elaborate staircase leading up to the entrance to the palace. You make it up after a few minutes and start walking across this, like plaza area into the wide open, big double doors of the Great Hall. Inside are actually already, it seems like court was in session, as in the royal court here. There are nobles and merchants of all types all around, tons of boarmen everywhere. And at the end of the hall, a pretty large hall with this fine, like silk, or maybe not silk, but like velvet carpet, right? Or rug. At the end of it is a massive throne. And sitting in it is Kurbak. Now, to put this into perspective, every Boarman that you've ever met was maybe 7 feet tall. The bigger one's 8 feet tall, right? They range in size from the smallest at 6 to the largest at 8, right? Mm-hmm. So it's quite surprising then that sitting in this throne is an absolutely massive Boarman. He seems like a little bit weathered. His tusks at the end are kind of like a little bit like they have like a weird kind of like texture look at the end of them. He's got gray hairs on him, but he is still completely massive and muscular and terrifying. He stands, well, he's sitting, but if he were to stand, you could tell that he would stand at over 20 feet tall.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he is the size of a giant, like an actual giant. He's twice as tall as like Landor was, it's like his tusk is the size of Rhook's torso, right? He's completely fucking massive. And when you guys walk in, Jed walks forward and shouts out and says, "All hail the God Emperor Kurbak!" And everyone in the hall yells out the same thing and literally bows. And I think that's where we'll end this session.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. I've been waiting to introduce this guy literally since before the campaign started. Oh, baby.
Oh, man.
So, we'll see what happens next time with Kurbak the Omnipotent. So that's all, I guess. I am hoping to get the other players all set up soon, but they've been busy. My buddy Duncan, he was I believe in Europe for a couple weeks and should be back now though. But yeah. What, Tart?
It's going to be fun to play with more people, definitely.
Yep. And yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so that'll do it. That'll do it for here for now. If anyone is watching, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Speaking of one of the other players who I'm going to be trying to get, Helios is another one of the players, and he's streaming right now, so we're going to go and host him up. So,
Get going.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, see you later, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you.